Why do many people regret moving to Canada? 5. Shocking reasons. Did you know that nearly 30% of new immigrants to Canada feel regret about their decision after just a few years? Surprising, right? The country known for its majestic mountains, free healthcare, and polite citizens turns out to have a dark side that few talk about. Imagine this. You've packed everything, left your homeland to arrive in what seemed like paradise. But then loneliness creeps in, finances get tight, and connecting with locals isn't as easy as you thought. You try to adapt, strive to fit in, but cultural differences leave you feeling isolated. Slowly, you start questioning if this was the right choice. So why do many people regret moving to Canada? Is it the bone-chilling cold of winter, the hidden high cost of living, or the feeling of always being an outsider despite sharing a language? In this video, we'll uncover the real challenges that immigrants face in Canada, things you won't find in flashy ads or travel blogs. Watch until the end to better understand the hardships not everyone prepares for before deciding to settle in Canada. Trust me, the truths we're about to reveal may give you a totally different perspective on Canada. 1. Unrealistic expectations and reality shock. Let's start with expectations. For many, Canada symbolizes a better life, where they imagine living in harmony, enjoying career opportunities, and being part of a vibrant multicultural society. This dream is enticing, a fresh start in a land known for its stunning natural landscapes, friendly people, and cultural tolerance. But what's often missing from the glamorous online articles or stories of successful immigrants are the more difficult aspects of life in Canada. Upon arrival, many are confronted with an unpleasant reality shock. One of the first surprises is the sky-high cost of living. Canada's housing market, especially in major cities like Toronto and Vancouver, is among the most expensive in the world. Even in smaller cities, rental costs have been rising rapidly, making it increasingly difficult to find affordable housing. From rent and utilities to food expenses, everything adds up quickly, leading many to wonder if they can maintain the lifestyle they initially dreamed of. Then, there's the job market, one of the major challenges newcomers face. Many immigrants arrive hoping to quickly find work that matches their skill level, especially since Canada promotes opportunities for skilled workers. But things don't always go as smoothly. Canada's job market is highly competitive, and many employers prefer candidates with Canadian work experience, leaving newcomers, even those with extensive experience back home, struggling. Many end up taking on survival jobs that help them cover basic expenses but don't match their qualifications or aspirations. This survival job phase can last for years, leaving many feeling disillusioned and regretful, especially those who left everything behind with hopes of advancing their careers in Canada. The next issue is social integration. While Canada is indeed a multicultural society with friendly and open people, building deep relationships here isn't always easy. Many newcomers find that forming meaningful connections is more complex than expected. Although Canadians are known for being polite, joining established social groups or building friendships outside of work can be challenging. For some, outward friendliness doesn't necessarily translate to deep connections, leading to a sense of loneliness in a new environment. Then, there's the difference in social communication styles. Small things like indirect communication, subtle humor, and unspoken social rules can confuse newcomers, especially if they're used to a more direct style of communication. And finally, one of the biggest shocks for those coming from warmer climates is Canada's winter. At first, the sight of snow might feel like stepping into a winter wonderland, but the reality of sub-zero temperatures, short daylight hours, and months of winter can significantly impact mental health and daily comfort. The dream of immigrating to Canada is still achievable, but reality is often more complicated than we imagine. The journey here requires patience, realism, and adaptability. By understanding the challenges behind the expectations, you can better prepare and avoid the common disappointments that many immigrants experience when deciding to make Canada their new home. 2. Cultural differences and the journey of social adaptation. One of the least discussed challenges when moving to Canada is the cultural differences that, while seemingly minor, can have a significant impact on the social adaptation process for immigrants. Canada has many similarities with other Western countries, particularly in modern lifestyles and the English language, but the cultural differences run deeper than many expect. Canadians have a unique way of communicating, behaving, and working, which can sometimes leave newcomers feeling out of place and confused. The first thing to mention is communication. Canadians are famously polite and often prefer indirect communication, avoiding direct confrontation and instead using gentle, tactful expressions. This can be confusing for those accustomed to a straightforward communication style, as they may not pick up on implied meanings. Additionally, Canadian humor can be a barrier. Light sarcasm and mild self-deprecation are typical in Canadian humor, but not everyone finds it easy to understand right away. Next is workplace culture. In Canada, workplaces typically value collaboration, respect, and humility. Personal achievements aren't always emphasized as they are in some other cultures. Here, teamwork and modesty are valued, which can be challenging for newcomers who want to assert themselves more strongly. In some cases, these differences lead to feelings of being undervalued or under-recognized. Also, seemingly small cultural differences, such as knowing when to speak up or stay silent, can significantly impact confidence, especially when immigrants navigate a new environment without a strong support system. Social life outside of work isn't necessarily easy either. While Canadians are known for being friendly, building deep relationships requires time and patience. Initial friendliness doesn't necessarily translate into close relationships, and many newcomers spend time trying to feel genuinely welcomed in social circles, leading to feelings of loneliness, especially in those first years when everything is unfamiliar. Joining local clubs, community events, or volunteering activities can help expand your circle of friends, but patience is essential. Furthermore, sports and entertainment culture are also important in Canada, with a strong passion for hockey, a cultural symbol. Canadians play sports not just for performance, but to enjoy themselves. Competition is often downplayed. For those from cultures that emphasize competition, this shift can be significant and sometimes makes connecting difficult. Cultural adaptation isn't easy. It's a long journey that requires understanding and perseverance. By grasping these differences, you'll find it easier to settle and feel comfortable in your new life in Canada. 3. Job market reality and the challenge of building a network. One of the most surprising and disappointing experiences for many immigrants to Canada is the job market. Many arrive with prestigious degrees, years of experience, and expectations of quickly finding work that matches their skills. However, reality is often far more complicated, and one of the biggest obstacles is the requirement for Canadian experience. Even if you have years of experience back home, many Canadian employers prioritize applicants with work experience in the country, leaving many newcomers feeling overlooked despite their qualifications. So, what does Canadian experience mean? Employers value familiarity with Canadian workplace culture, knowledge of working styles, unspoken social rules, and the ability to integrate seamlessly. In Canada, the workplace culture often emphasizes collaboration, team spirit, and a tactful approach to success. Unlike some cultures where self-promotion is encouraged, here, humility and teamwork are often more highly valued. These differences can confuse newcomers, making them feel uncertain about how to present themselves. Due to the lack of Canadian experience, many immigrants have to take on survival jobs, temporary jobs to cover basic expenses, but that don't match their qualifications or experience. Stories abound of engineers, doctors, or highly skilled professionals working in retail, customer service, or manual jobs. This experience is not only frustrating, but can also impact self-esteem and motivation, especially when waiting to transition to their field of expertise takes longer than anticipated. Then there's networking, which is crucial in Canada for job opportunities. Unlike in some countries where work experience and a strong resume are enough, in Canada, many positions are filled through referrals or personal connections. For newcomers, building a network from scratch is a major challenge, as they may not be familiar with how to establish professional relationships here. It's important to note that networking in Canada isn't just about asking for job leads, but about building sincere, long-lasting connections. Many newcomers focus on networking only when job hunting, but in reality, maintaining long-term relationships even when not job-seeking is key. Canadians value consistent friendly communication and authentic connections, so keeping in touch with contacts can open unexpected doors in the future. Navigating the Canadian job market can feel like a never-ending struggle for newcomers. But by understanding the importance of Canadian experience, learning the local workplace culture, and committing to sustainable network building, you can overcome these challenges and gradually achieve success in your new environment. 4. Financial reality and the shock of living costs. The cost of living in Canada is one of the biggest surprises for many newcomers. Many immigrants arrive with financial stability expectations, believing their new income will comfortably cover housing, utilities, food, and entertainment. However, once they settle, they quickly realize that living expenses in Canada, especially in major cities like Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal, can be a significant burden. Just the cost of rent can eat up a large portion of income, leaving many newcomers feeling pressured to manage their spending carefully. One of the most considerable burdens is housing costs. In big cities, housing demand far exceeds supply, driving up rental prices. Many immigrants have to lower their expectations for accommodations, accepting smaller apartments or sharing living space with others to keep costs manageable. For those who previously had affordable housing back home, this change can feel like a step backward, creating a sense of disappointment. In addition to housing, everyday living expenses can easily consume a large portion of income. Groceries, transportation, healthcare services not covered by insurance, and other essentials are often more expensive than many are accustomed to. Even basics like mobile phone and internet plans can be costly, creating an unexpected financial drain. Plus, winter expenses like buying warm clothing and paying heating bills come as a big surprise for those from warmer climates. Inflation and the constantly rising cost of living are additional financial pressures. Prices for essentials like food and utilities increase steadily, and although wages in some fields also rise, they often don't keep pace with the climbing costs of living. This is disappointing for newcomers who hoped that their new income would guarantee a more comfortable lifestyle. For many, adjusting to this gap between income and expenses becomes a source of stress, forcing them to find ways to boost income or cut spending. A common financial mistake many newcomers make is delaying investment. Upon arrival, most people focus on covering immediate costs, building a small savings buffer, and settling into their new life. Investment often isn't an early priority. However, Canada offers tax-free investment tools like the TFSA, tax-free savings account, and RRSP, Registered Retirement Savings Plan, which allow assets to grow tax-free. Missing out on these investment opportunities can mean losing out on thousands of dollars in potential growth. Many only realize later that even small, consistent investments can make a significant difference to their financial future. Achieving financial stability in Canada requires careful planning, strict budgeting, and taking advantage of local financial tools. While Canada offers many financial opportunities, effectively managing living expenses means understanding the country's economic landscape. Early preparation. Knowing how to save and starting investments early can help secure long-term financial success. 5. Impact on mental and physical health. Moving to Canada is an exciting journey filled with challenges, but it comes with unexpected impacts on both mental and physical health. Leaving family, friends, and a familiar environment can lead to psychological effects that only become apparent once the initial excitement wears off. For many immigrants, the stress of adapting to a new life, combined with loneliness and homesickness, directly affects their mental well-being. One of the most common challenges is loneliness. While Canada is known for its friendliness, building deep relationships requires time. Loneliness often intensifies during winter months, when shorter days and freezing weather limit social activities. This period can lead to feelings of isolation, anxiety, and even depression, especially for those without a local support system. For those who've left a close-knit community, these feelings can become overwhelming. Additionally, the pressure to start over from scratch also affects physical health. Many newcomers feel they must adapt quickly, find work, and achieve financial stability. This pressure can lead to exhaustion, sleep issues, and cause them to neglect healthy habits like exercising, eating balanced meals, and taking time to relax. Overworking to fit in and meet financial goals often leads many to forget about their physical health. For those coming from warmer climates, facing Canada's long and cold winter is a big challenge. The sudden change in temperature and shorter daylight hours can lead to a condition called seasonal affective disorder, SAD. SAD can cause symptoms like fatigue, low energy, and prolonged sadness, making it hard for newcomers to stay positive through winter. For those unprepared, Canada's harsh winters can harm both mental and overall health. Thankfully, there are many ways to maintain mental and physical health when facing these challenges. Building a support system through community groups, cultural organizations, or online platforms can make a big difference. Many Canadian cities have newcomer support groups that help people connect with others who share similar experiences. Additionally, seeking support from mental health counseling services is essential. Although there may be stigmas surrounding mental health support, prioritizing mental health is crucial, especially during major transitions like immigration. Maintaining healthy habits like regular exercise, a balanced diet, and time for relaxation also plays a vital role in caring for mental and physical health. Canada offers plenty of beautiful outdoor spaces, and activities like hiking, skiing, or simply taking winter walks can improve mood and combat winter blues. Establishing healthy routines early can help immigrants feel more stable and resilient during times of stress. Is Canada the right choice for you? The dream of settling in Canada is undeniably attractive, but alongside the promises are real challenges. Canada is a wonderful place to live, but thriving here requires patience, adaptability, and the ability to face unforeseen challenges. Before making a decision, consider whether your priorities and expectations align with Canada's realities. In particular, if you're looking for career growth, thoroughly research your field in Canada, examining job opportunities, experience requirements, and potential barriers. Familiarizing yourself with financial tools like the TFSA and RRSP can also help you set up a financial plan early on. Are you ready to budget, handle the challenges of living costs, and adapt to a new financial lifestyle? Finally, ask yourself if you're prepared to face change, loneliness, and cultural challenges. Canada's diversity is a big draw, but that doesn't necessarily mean you'll quickly feel at home. From subtle social rules to harsh winters, integrating requires a lot of effort and resilience. By approaching immigration with realistic expectations, a flexible mindset, and good preparation, you can minimize future regrets and find success in your new life in Canada. So, what do you think? Are you ready to face the challenges and enjoy the opportunities that Canada offers? Share your thoughts. Sometimes, Your experience and ideas can inspire others who share the same dream.